Hello wonderful people, welcome back to ERD Stitches YouTube channel. Welcome back to today's tutorial. Today we are going to learn how to cut and stitch this particular jumpsuit we are seeing on the screen now. Although I will make some alterations, I would like to say a very big thank you to my returning subscribers and those that are stopping by for the first time. Please don't leave without subscribing to my channel. It means a lot to me. People are the reason why I'm here. Please support my channel. So let's go to the cutting table. So this is the fabric I will be using for this tutorial today. This is the crepe fabrics, and I have about 2 years here for this tutorial. I'm going to put it on fold of 2. I'm going to have to cut the front first before I cut the back. So I'm going to put it in fold of 2 using my round lap measurement, which is the biggest circumference for my fold. You know, the hip and the waist you divide by 4, but your lap you divide by 2. So that is, I'm using my lap to achieve my folding. So I put my fabrics on fold. So I use my round lap measurement plus 1 inch seam allowance. That's what I have here. I've also marked out some lines which I will explain to you now. So this is my startup line, that's here. From here I got my hip measurement of 9 inches here, but you can see there's another line here. This line here is, if you are using band, maybe 1 inch band, that means you will push your tape up to 1 inch. You will see that my hip measurement of 9 inches have now fallen to 8 inches. But I'm not using this. I just want to use it to explain something to you. I'm not using this. I'm not putting bands, so I'm going with my 9 inches. I've gotten my crotch depth of 13 inches because the person that will wear this is somehow is in the plus size. So how I got this 13 inches is the hip measurement is 50. Divided by 4 is 12 and a half. I rounded it up to 13 inches. That's how you can divide your hip. If you're plus size, you can even add 1 inch to it to get your crotch depth. But if you're not a plus size, your hip divided by 4 is okay. Or you can tell the client to sit on a flat surface. Then you measure it like what you are seeing on the screen now. That's another way of getting the crotch depth. So from here, I got my knee line of 21 inches. Then the full length of the trouser. I got the full length. The full length is 42 inches. Then I added 2 inches for folding allowance. So now, what I'm going to do now is, at this my waistline, I'm going to take 1 inch on this my waistline. On my knee line, I'm taking 1.5 inch. From my folded side, I'm taking 1.5 inch. Then on my hemline, I'm taking 2 inches. I'm taking 2 inches here. So I'm going to connect them together now. My connection is going to be from this my waistline. I'm moving it so that you will see. From this 1 inch here, I will connect it to my hip points here. I didn't remove anything from my hip. Then from my hip, I will connect to my knee. Then from my knee, I will connect to my hemline. So I've connected the lines now. This is what I have now. So now I'm going to input my measurements. So the round waist measurement I'm working with is 38 inches. Divided by 4 will give us 9 inches. So I'm going to input my 9 inches here. So I'm going to put that on this dress. That of 1 inch. That is, I'm marking 10 inches now. This is my 10 inches. So The hip measurement I'm working with, like I said, is 50 divided by 4 is 12 and a half. So I'm going to input 12 and a half at this my hip line here. So this my crotch depth line is where I will input my round lap measurement. My round lap measurement I'm working with is 15 inches. 30 divided by 2, that's 15 inches. This is the front, 15 inches. So now from these 15 inches now, the next thing I'm going to put is my round knee measurement. So I'm going to use 12 inches for my round knee. I'm using 12 inches for both the knee and the hemline. So at my hemline, I'm going to take 12 and a half inches. That is the wideness of my trouser, 12 and a half inches here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to connect it from this my crotch depth line. I will connect it with a straight line this way. Then, so from this my crotch depth line, as in, I will connect to my hip line with a curve ruler this way. That's my crotch. Then from there, I will go straight to my waistline. So this is it now. So this is my crotch. So the next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to add seam allowance on it. I'm going to add 1 inch seam allowance all through to the headline. So now this is what I have. See the seam allowance. So now I'm going to cut this out. So I'm cutting from the waist. The 1 inch I remove from the waist, I'm connecting it to the.
She's walking, sir.
To the hip. So from the hip, I will go down to the 1 and a half I removed on the knee line. Then from there, I'm going down to my hem line. Okay, now I've cut it out. Now I've folded my fabrics again for us to be able to cut the back. So what I'm going to do, if you notice when we were doing the front, I didn't reduce the front with 1 inch as we normally do in trouser, because this fabric is not that stretchy. That's why I didn't do it. So for this back, I'm going to add that this my crotch side. You know, this is my crotch side now. Up here, I'm going to add 1 inch. So this 1 inch, I'm going to connect it to this my side seam here in a slanted way. I'll connect it here. So my side seam will still be the same thing, but my front will go up with 1 inch. This is for the back now. So this is what we have for the back now. So from here, at this point now, I'm going to put 2 inches because I'm using that as my zipper allowance for the back. So at this point now, I'm going to put 2 inches here. I will also put 2 inches as this my hip here. On this my crotch also, I'm putting 2 inches here. So then this side, I'm just putting only 1 inch. On my knee, I'll put only 1 inch. Then at the hemline, I'll also put only 1 inch. So I'll connect it this way to my crotch. Then that's my crotch now is extended this way. So from here now, I'll just do it this way. This is for the back crotch now. Then from here, I'll just connect it to my waist line. Then from here, I'll connect this way to this point, my crotch. Then from there, my hemline 1 inch allowance, I'll just take the 1 inch this way. So this is my back now. This side still remains the same. I'm not putting anything, I'm not removing. So this is the only place I added something. So I'm going to cut this out now. So this is what we have now. You can see the back is bigger than the front. So this is for the front and this is for the back. We have two pieces of each. Two pieces of each. So now we are going to cut the half length. So this is the half length. So I'm going to turn it to the wrong side now. Yeah, you don't need, what you need here is this half length of 18 inches. So on this my half length, I'm going to input quarter of my half length circumference, that is 9 inches, plus 1 inch for that, 10 inches, plus 1 inch seam allowance, 11 inches. This is my 11 inches point. What I measured here is my shoulder measurement of 8.5 inches. I added another 8.5 inches for my sleeve. That's what I had, because the sleeve is cut together. You can make it 10, you can make it 8, depending on your fabric or your choice, but I added only 8.5 inches here. At this pieces side, I will come down by 1 inch for my shoulder slope. From there, I will take my sleeve opening. My sleeve opening, I'm taking 8 inches. So from that 8 inches, I will now make a curve from this my half length here to meet that my sleeve opening with a curve. So this is it. Then the neck width I'm working with here now is 3.5 inches for the neck width. Then the neck depth for the front, I'm taking 3.5 inches also for the neck depth. 3.5 inches for the front. Then the back, I'm taking 1.5 inches. So I'm going to just connect them together. Then I will now curve my neck depth and my neckline. So I'm going to curve it now. First, I'm curving the back. Let me mark a line so that we will not be confused. 3.5 inches and I'm going to curve it now this way. Then from here, I will also curve the front. So I've curved it. So I'm going to use this now to cut the back before I will cut the front neckline. So I've placed the front and the back together now. So I'm going to connect my neck width to the shoulder slope. So now I'm going to cut this out. So I'm cutting the back neck. Then I'll cut here. cut my shoulder small. So I will remove the back. I'm going to remove the back. And then I'll cut out the front. So this is it. So this black back now, I'm going to slit it open. Because the fabric is not enough, when I slit it open, I will attach the two, I will sew the 2 inches zipper allowance to it before I'll continue my sewing. Now we are going to start the sewing. So I'm going to pick the 2 fronts. I'll put it right side facing each other. So I will sew my crotch with 1/2 inch. You know, we collected 1 inch here, but I'm using 1/2 inch here. I will remove the remaining 1/2 inch from this side. So I'm going to sew with 1/2 inch seam allowance from my waist to this my crotch here. Then I will also pick my back. As it is right side facing each other, I will measure where my zip will stop, about 7 inches. Then from there, I will also sew it with a 1/2 inch seam allowance to my crotch here. Okay, now for the half length, I'm going to mix this color, this black crepe fabrics to it. I want to mix the 2 colors. Well, what I'm going to do, my half length is supposed to be 19 inches, but here I have about 14 inches. 14 inches. So that means I need 5 inches more. And here I have about 6 inches. The 1 inch extra is for the joining at the shoulder and joining to my trouser. So I have here 6 inches. So what I'm going to do now is I will bring this my crepe fabric, put it this way, right side facing each other. I have to sew with 1/2 inch allowance. I will do same to this and also to the front. Then by the time I'm done joining the black to it, I will attach it to my trouser. Then also at the sleeve, but that is what I will do when I'm done sewing. When I'm done sewing, I'm also going to attach this black fabrics, it's crepe fabrics, to the sleeve also. So the black is going to the sleeve and to the waist. Okay, I'm done sewing my trouser, the crotch side. This is for the back. Like I said, I left 7 inches allowance for my zipper because the zipper will run through the half length to the trouser. So by the time you open it up, this is what you have. This is for the zipper. Then now this is for the front. The front, I close it up to the waistline. So if I open it this way, this is what I will have for the front. So for the half length, I've also joined my black to it, the black crepe material. I've joined it to it. I'm going to, when I was drafting this, I added allowance for that. I'm not going to sew the dart, I'm going to pleat the dart. So I have, you can see here, I've notched my dart leg. So what I'm going to do now is just for me to pick it up, just fold it in this way towards my side, this way, then I will stitch it down. I will do same to this side. I also added that to the back trouser. I've pinned it down to show you what I just illustrated with the half length. Now you see the way I folded it. I will just stitch it to hold it down. That's it. I'm not going to sew it. I'll just split it. So this is for the front half length. The back half length. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start coupling it together. I'll just open. This is for my back. By the time I'm done stitching down my dart on the two sides, I'll just bring one of the back. This is my zipper side, so it has to tally with this zipper side here. I'll just put it together this way. You see it, everything matched together. So I will sew it with 1/2 inch. I will do same here. Then for the front, by the time I'm done also pleating my dart for my half length, I will just put it right side facing each other. Look at it. You can see I marked my dart. I will just split it. I told you I'm not sewing it as that. I'll just split it this way and hold it. By the time I'm done, I'll put it right side facing each other this way and stitch. So I'm done joining my half length. You can see the dart the way I did it. By the time I iron it and everything will relax. This is what I have now for the back. This is for the zipper. This is it. So all this is for the front. This is for the front. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to turn my neckline with bias. By the time I'm done sewing my neckline, I will now sew my zipper. I'll sew my zipper. Okay guys, I'm done sewing my zipper, and this is what I have for the back now. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to sew the shoulder. I'll just put the front on top of the back, making sure that the right side is facing each other. So then I'll put the shoulder together, the neckline together, arrange the shoulder, and sew with my seam allowance. I will also bring this side, also arrange it very well and sew it. Okay, I'm done joining the shoulders. So now I'm going to sew my black crepe material on the sleeve. This is the sleeve. As in, by the time I close, it will be like this. This is my sleeve opening. So I'm going to attach the same black on this my sleeve opening now. So what I'm going to do now is to bring this my crepe fabrics. This is the right side. So I'm going to, this is the folded side. The folded side is facing towards my neckline. So I'm going to place it on it this way and sew with my 1/2 inch seam allowance. I will also do it on the other sleeve. Okay, this is what I have on the sleeve now. You can see the other side also. So now I'm going to shape our jumpsuit. I'll turn it right side facing each other. I'll bring the two crotch together, the front and back crotch. I'll match it together. I'll open my seam line here, seam allowance here. I will also open my seam allowance here. Match it very well. Make sure that everything aligns together. So I will then bring this side together. See, it aligns together. So I'm going to sew from this crotch point here to my ankle, and I will also sew from here also to my ankle. By the time I'm done doing that, I will bring my 2 sleeves together this way. This is how my sleeve is going to be. So I will shape the side, I will sew the side to my ankle. I will also match these 2 sleeves together and sew the side to my ankle. Okay, I'm done shaping. So this is what I have now for my jumpsuit. This is the crotch. You see it aligned together. So the next thing that we are going to do now is to hem the down part. So I'm going to fold in half an inch, then I'll fold in 1 inch and sew it round. That's what I will do on this one also. Hello guys, this is our finished work. You can see how it is. See, it's very beautiful. You can give it a trial. It's very easy to make. So for my returning subscribers, I say thank you all. Those stopping by for the first time, please don't forget to subscribe. It's very important to me. Like my videos, feel free to share my videos. Bye and see you in the next tutorial. God bless you.